All right, two NASA astronauts. Well, they just finished a critical spacewalk. Look at this, outside of the International Space Station after more than 7 hours. The mission to remove and replace a joint on a vital robotic system. So the Canadian-built robot arm does everything from capture visiting cargo ships to assisting other spacewalks. This all happening as NASA discussed upcoming plans to build a base on the moon and hopefully establish a permanent human presence there. The agency awarded 3 additional companies with contracts to deliver payloads to the lunar surface in late 2028. All right, live now to our space consultant, as always, Bill Harwood. Okay, so Bill, what more did you learn about the early stages of NASA's moon base plan?
You know, it's really interesting. There was a lot of excitement, as you know, generated by the Artemis 2 mission when those astronauts flew around the moon. And NASA is really trying to stoke those fires. They're trying to keep the public interested with these regular updates on their plans to build a base near the moon's south pole. So as you said, they announced some new contracts today for landers. What NASA is trying to do is establish a steady pace of flights to the moon. Now, these are not crewed flights, they're robotic missions. But they want to learn more about, A, just getting to the moon, landing safely, prove they can do that reliably while they build the hardware to eventually carry astronauts. They do want to build a base near the moon's south pole where astronauts could live and work for months at a time. That's a long-range plan, but these missions are intended to sort of pave the way for that. And I think the briefing we got today on this, you know, following one we had last month, the administrators promising these basically once a month to keep the public informed of what NASA's doing in regards to this moon base and how all that's going. And they're very optimistic, they're very bullish, but I think a key factor here is keeping public interest, and that's why these frequent briefings are coming about.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, another thing that's top of mind, NASA is racing to save an aging telescope from falling into Earth's orbit. So what does the mission look like? What's going on right now?
Well, that's true. The Swift Observatory, which was designed to study some of the most energetic explosions in the universe, it's been operating for 20 years, but it's slowly falling out of orbit. It's kind of inevitable as you fly through the extreme upper atmosphere. A lot of satellites, including the space station, you have to periodically reboost it to raise altitude again. But in this case, if they don't do something, the Swift Observatory is going to burn up in the atmosphere by the end of the year, they think. So this very small company worked out a deal with NASA. NASA's paying them $30 million, which in space terms is pretty much bargain basement, to build a small robot that's going to go up, latch onto the satellite, boost it up to a higher altitude, and then release it so it'll be able to continue its observations. It's a unique mission. Nobody's ever done anything quite like this. And if it works, NASA can save this very productive observatory. And at the same time, the company can demonstrate a technology that could be used down the road to refuel satellites, change their orbits, maybe even carry out repairs without having to give the satellite up. So it's a win-win both ways if it works.
Yeah,
there's a lot of risk involved in this.
Right, it's a twofer for $30 million. All right, I know you'll keep us posted. Bill Harwood, as always, thanks so much.